Wrong thing. Right, we're back. Welcome everyone to the FIFA 22 predicts. Today we're predicting matchday 25. I say we, that's what FIFA 22 is doing today. As it stands, we've got 9 of the 12 games still going ahead. It doesn't mean all 9 are still going to go ahead. We could have some cancellations tomorrow, maybe even later today, or maybe even 2 hours before the game. Hull City. But regardless, we are back here today with a FIFA 22 predicts. You might ask why the early time? Well, there's one big reason for that. Actually, I need to move my mic out of the way. There's one really big reason for that. And the reason that's the case is that I've got family coming round because I am finally out of isolation. Get in. I want to hold a party. I mean, let's not host a party. It wouldn't be the best of times right now. But I'm having family round in around midday. So I've got to do this this early, basically. So that's why I have to do it at this time. You know, it's not preferably the time that I want to do it, but I understand with the circumstances I've got to abide to this time. Okay, guys. So the first game we've got to go through actually is Blackburn going up against Barnsley. Barnsley, who have had a break this weekend. Blackburn, who, should have played this weekend, but they technically had a break as well. But they would definitely not be feeling too good about the way that they were treated by Hull City. Right, just got to change all of this. There we go. Let's see who's here. Blue Terrier, welcome to the stream. Sorbert Thomas, always so wonderful. Yes. And you know what? Straight after I talked about my video and thinking Sorbert Thomas has lost his potential, he literally turns the game like that. Harry, welcome to the stream as well. Lequan Henry, welcome to the stream. And he said he got a PS5, which is amazing. So the first game to predict is Blackburn and Barnsley. That is amazing, Lequan. Brilliant. So if you go FIFA 22, you could do exactly what I'm doing in the background here. Oh, guys, you know, that would be a good question, actually. What did you guys get for Christmas? I'll explain what I got for Christmas soon. Harry's giving his top 6. Interesting. I'll be very interested to know what your top 6 is. I've got to do not my mid-season predictions. I might wait till the January transfer window ends for that. But for, I could do a reaction video to my predictions so far. Maybe. I don't know. I got to think about what I'm doing with that. You know, because there's so many possibilities I could do. Corner comes in. Well defended. Okay. So Nenihan clears and Gallagher's got the ball. Forest are getting Weirdo. I did see that. Was it you who posted it or was it Owen that posted it? Brendan Weirdo from Colchester. My opinion on that, it'll be a big blow for Colchester because what Weirdo's all about, he's one of the younger players in the team. He's got a lot of potential and he's a midfielder that is actually a bit versatile. He can play a bit deep, but he can be a bit of an advanced figure as well. That versatility is going to help. Now, I do fear the step up for him, and I think he needs first team football off the bat. Because I think he's a flair maker. He makes things happen. If you patiently give him, you know, when he has to patiently have to wait. Oh, you posted it. Yeah, when he patiently would have to wait to get his place, I think he can grow a bit frustrated. So, personally, if he's going to be in Forest, I just hope that he plays first team football ASAP. But Steve Cooper does like his young players, and I think, you know, with the history that Steve Cooper's had with his signings. Oh, I thought that was going to be a goal for a minute there. John Buckley going for the spectacular. Scott Twine. Yeah, that's not a bad signing if Huddersfield get him in. Mullins in or out. It's not been a great season. If Colchester fall down to 21st, I mean, we're 20th at the moment, but we actually do have a bit of a gap between us and the bottom 2 of the table. It's when the bottom 2 will start catching up where I think, okay, you know, something's not categorically right if that would happen. We are not a relegation team, or we shouldn't be a relegation team in League 2 anyway, so I don't know. I like what he's about in trying to bring youth in and, you know, trying to incorporate that, but unfortunately it's just not quite worked out. So the prediction for Harry put down for his top 6 are Blackburn 1st, Fulham 2nd, Bournemouth 3rd, QPR 4th, West Brom 5th, Forest 6th. I don't think that's too bad, actually. I think 6th place is going to be a very interesting competition between Sheffield United, Middlesbrough and Forest. I think all 3 of those teams with their form at the moment can get there. But now what will be interesting, and I'll briefly talk about this if I do a review, or I'll either do a score predictions video for the next round, or I'll do a review plus my predictions on the end. But I'll definitely talk about Forest now losing for the first time in nearly 12 match. Oh no, it was 9 matches I think you were unbeaten for. It was a good unbeaten run while it lasted, but all things come to an end eventually, and obviously, you know, it was a bit of an unfortunate way for Middlesbrough to take the lead, and as soon as Middlesbrough took the lead, you know, we saw how good they were against Bournemouth. It meant that Forest weren't really going to get back into this. Is Steve Cooper the new Nuno? He does have characteristics in this play that remind me a little bit of Nuno Espirito Santo, especially with his defensive organisation. He has got the potential. What he needs to do is to get a team promoted, of course, and to build a really good team on his hands. And will Forest be the one? I mean, it'll be interesting, and I'll to see Forest in the Premier League. You know, they've not returned to the Premier League since Brian Clough unfortunately took them down in. I always get the year mixed up. 1998, I think. I think it may be just before that. Can't wait for Man City on Wednesday. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's right. Brentford have not played Man City yet. Well, you know, it will do Chelsea a favour if you can get a result against Man City. But based on how good they've been right now and how strong their squad depth is, I think Man City are unstoppable this year. I think they'll win the Premier League convincingly again, unfortunately. Right, half-time is 0-0. Let's hope for some goals in the second half. We might not have Norgard. Is that due to COVID or injuries? I need to actually look down on the injury records. Because, you know, there was a lot of players and actually managers I didn't even realise, in fact, were either injured or tested positive for COVID. Why not Coventry, says Ethan. I'm assuming he's talking about when I talk about my race for the top 6. Coventry can be up there. I just think, based on the form book, I think those 3 teams, Middlesbrough, Forest and Sheffield United, are more likely. But Coventry, we've seen what they can do, and I think, you know, if Coventry can build that form again, and actually they had a really good second half to the season last year, then maybe Coventry can have a chance. Well, I will say, by this time last year, because this was around the same time last year when I was speaking to Benjamin Bloom, I remember when we were talking about our top 6 and, you know, predictions and people being outside of the top 6. 5 of the current top 6 were the only, you know, well, 5 of the top 6 stayed there. So there wasn't much changing this year, but I think this year is going to be a bit different. I think it's closer, I think it's more competitive, and hopefully, you know, we should get a lot of drama, which is always good for a championship season. Nottingham Forest all the way. Jordan Rhodes' goal should have stood yesterday. I need to see back on what happened there, but if anything, I don't think, you know, you should be too concerned about that. Huddersfield picked up the win in the end. I mean, it was a very dramatic game, wasn't it? Blackpool taking the lead in the first minute. I think Jerry Yates with the goal, and then Huddersfield equalised immediately, actually 2 minutes later, and then Blackpool lead for most of the game. Gabriel gets a second yellow card, and after that, 2 goals. Oh, how long was the goals? I think was it 2 goals in 4 minutes near the end of the game, and the scoreline just completely flipped on his head. And it was, you know, it said a lot about my One Football said 2-1 Blackpool, and then my phone then pings full-time 3-2 Huddersfield. I'm like, wow. And I'm a bit grateful for that, since I predicted the Huddersfield win is going to give me 1 point on the prediction league. Russell Martin should be sacked by Swansea. I'm not a Swansea fan, but that's my opinion. Yeah, I get that, yeah. Not a good fit kind of does sum up what's gone on at the moment, and it's a question whether you want to stick with time, and eventually Russell Martin will find a way just to get, not a tune, because I think the players like what he's about, but just to find a system where, you know, that Swansea are more efficient, or they try and go back to their original roots and get a defence-minded manager like a Chris Hughton to improve their season. Ethan says he can't wait to play Leeds and we'll beat him like 5-0. Yeah, well, based on their defensive performance, you probably would. What a save by Kaminsky. Barnsley, sorry, gets so close to taking the lead there. That's the closest any team have scored. You won't play Leeds, Leg 1, you'll be Prem. Leeds will be in Championship. Oh, yeah, that's a point. Oh, off the line. Oh, my gosh, Barnsley are pushing. They want this goal. I mean, if you get to the Prem, that'd be absolutely amazing, and it would feel very weird for you to be in the league above Leeds. But I think at the moment, I don't know what's more likely: Forest to go up or Leeds to get relegated. You tell me what you think's most likely. Maybe Leeds to get relegated is a little bit more likely, but at the same time, you know, as long as Leeds actually have an okay second half to the season, you know, if anything, if they could just pick up 3 to 4 more wins, that actually might be enough based on the poor quality of the bottom 3 this season. Danny Ward's on fire. Yeah, good player, Danny Ward. He really is. Didn't even really back him that much, really, but he's played a lot of football this year, and I'm happy for him that he's done that. Who do I think will finish top 6? It's a good question. I still think Fulham will win it. I think whilst they get their full squad back and they recover from COVID, I think Fulham will strike back again. Then I might actually say Blackburn second. Then QPR third. Then Bournemouth fourth. And I'm actually going to say, fifth. For me, it's a tie between Sheffield United and Middlesbrough. I can't decide which one I'm going to pick. And West Brom 6th, and whichever one of Sheffield United and Middlesbrough is not in the top 6 for me will finish 7th. That's how I see it, because I do. And Forest is another one. Forest, for me, maybe if I were to predict, maybe I will put them in 8th, but it's so close. You could really swap teams around. According to FIFA 22, this game will end Blackburn 0, Barnsley 0. Right. So next is Blackpool Middlesbrough. It is Blackpool against Middlesbrough. You think Jelly Bean thinks that Leeds will get relegated in 18th place. I think that's the most realistic prediction at the moment. I've got a sneeze going. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I think if Leeds do get relegated, I think 18th place is going to be the place that they finish in. It's just a question who goes down with them. I think Norwich will. Newcastle will be interesting. And, you know, let's say if Burnley go down. I mean, I don't know about Burnley, because Burnley recently, I think, for me, have started to be a bit better going at the back. Carlos Corberán has a 100% win record against Steve Cooper. I mean, that's across 2 seasons, isn't it? Yeah. Since Steve Cooper came to Huddersfield, yeah, that would be across 2 seasons. So that'd be 3 games. I don't know, maybe Huddersfield relish playing Swansea. In fact, I remember one of the results. Was it 4-1 at some point last year? I think that was just a result in the John Smiths last year. Yeah, I remember it, and it was one of the most shocking results there, because that was when Huddersfield were under so much pressure. This season, Steve Cooper is a bit like Val Ishmael last season. Oh, very close for Middlesbrough to take the lead. Duncan Watmore probably should do better there. It's still 0-0. I think, not necessarily in the managerial prowess, but I think the form book suggests Forest are going a bit like Barnsley last year. But the thing is with Barnsley, what they were really impressive with is that they carried on into the new year. Their form didn't slow down. And what, you know, when Barnsley did lose, let's say against a really top team, because I think they lost against Leeds. No, not Leeds. Right, that's a goal. That is a goal for Jerry Yates. He scored in the first minute in his last game. He scores again for Blackpool in this game against Middlesbrough. 1-0 Blackpool. Harry says Newcastle will stay up. It's difficult with Newcastle, isn't it? You can't quite put your finger on them because their squad screams more than what it produces on the pitch. And I think Eddie Howe is a capable enough manager of keeping a team out from the relegation zone, but clearly at the moment it's not quite working. But when you look at the points, it is very tight. I think Watford will go down. I think Watford and Norwich for me are almost confirmed. Even though Watford are not there at the moment, I just don't see Claudio Ranieri, you know, putting a run of games together with Watford. It's a question who's the third team, whether it's Leeds, Newcastle, or even Burnley. I think it'll be one of those three. Norwich, Newcastle, Burnley will go down, says Owen. So he is predicting Newcastle to go down with Norwich and Burnley. So predicting Watford to survive. Interesting. I think if anyone does keep Watford up, it'll be Emmanuel Dennis and when Sarr returns from injury. Because I think Dennis and Josh King have had to really be involved in Watford's attacking prowess when Sarr's been injured. Was it against Chelsea when he got injured? I can't remember what game he got injured against. But when Sarr is injured, you know, it was a blow, you know, for how important he was in Watford's 4-1 win over United. But, you know, that's fine. You know, everyone's got an opinion. I personally don't see it because, you know, I just don't think the managerial choice is very inspiring for that. But I've been proven wrong before. And, you know, I definitely, you know, it reminds me a little bit for when he joined Fulham midway through the season. And he did have a moment, but he didn't really turn it around. If anything, I think Scott Parker got even more of a tune out of his Fulham squad. Think Burnley will stay up on the final day. Wow, that would be dramatic. We've been waiting for a while for a really dramatic final day relegation battle. And that's been the one thing that I've really lacked, I feel, in the Premier League, which you guarantee in the Championship. I mean, in the Championship, the relegation battle on the final day of the season was immense. No team got relegated until it was the final day, which is one of the first times that's ever happened, not just in the EFL, but just in any league in general. Is really, really rare for that to happen. And oh, a chance for Lavery, and that's 2 for Blackpool. That is a really, really good teamwork goal. Shane Lavery, right place, right time. Perfectly weighted pass. It is 2-0 to Blackpool. 18th Burnley, 19th Leeds, 20th Norwich. So Harry's also predicting Watford to stay up, and he's also predicting Newcastle to stay up as well. I think it's those 4 teams, really. It's those 4 teams, and when you think about it, only 3 of them go down, which makes me worried for the run surviving team in the following season, unless they can improve their squad in the summer. But it's really those 4 teams for me. You know, I was going to say Southampton could get dragged into it, but after their great win against West Ham, I think they do have some grit about them. I think Broja is a... You know, I would know, you know, him being a Chelsea player, you know, he's got some grit about him, and I love what they're all about. Palace, I think, are a bit ahead of it as well. Watford have 3 games in hand on Newcastle, and they're 3 points ahead. Burnley will have 4 games on Newcastle, 1 point ahead. Yeah, that's true. I definitely think Newcastle definitely need to be a lot more, clinical, yes, you know, obviously it will help, but definitely they need to be a lot more ruthless in terms of trying to pick up results now. But I think that, yeah, and that's exactly what I see with James Macy. I'm waiting for the transfer window for them, because if they do have enough to improve their squad, I definitely think with the right personnel, the right experience, I think they can save each other. You're streaming Derby versus West Brom watch along. Oh, brilliant. That's the 3 PM kickoff, isn't it? Yeah, that's right, because QPR Bournemouth is 5:30. I'll try and watch it. You know, I'll probably be having dinner with my family. Oh my gosh, that's 3 for Blackpool. Blimey, 50th minute. And Blackpool are almost turning this game to a cricket score. And the 3rd different goal scorer. Josh Bowler with the goal. It is 3-0 to Blackpool. Whew. Leeds can't sign anyone in January unless they sell key players. Well, Rafinha is the biggest one I've seen at the moment. I think Bayern Munich are the team keen to try and get Rafinha, which will be a big blow if they, you know, if he does let go like that. But if they can invest in a really, really good midfielder, Leeds, then, you know, they've just got to find someone who's just as creative. And the unique thing about Rafinha was his work on the ball and just how comfortable he is. If you get a real ball playing midfielder, I think he can slot in. I've read that comment about already. Right, it's 4. It doesn't end there. I was just looking at more comments 8 minutes later. And now it's the 4th different goal scorer. Gary Medine now with the goal. It is 4-0 to Blackpool. If Rafinha goes, Leeds are done for. I mean, for me, it doesn't help your chances. If Bamford could not get injured and can hit some of his form, it would help. And what I've seen with Leeds, you know, I can see this Leeds side, you know, before, you know, if they take a lead, they can defend the lead. You know, look at their 1-0 win over Palace, let's say. They do have opportunities, you know, to stay in the game. And unfortunately, I feel they play better against teams who just can't take their chances. And I think Palace should have taken their chances when they should have done. And obviously, Leeds capitalised. Do you mean Rafinha even? I mean, you could say maybe fake. I mean, I'm obviously waiting to see more confirmation on it. But there's just so many sources suggesting that, you know. So it's hard, you know, to avoid it. Thanks for watching, guys. We did have a... Oh, good save. Good save by the keeper there. We did have a lot of viewers. We had actually at one point 13 viewers watching this video. You know, I've gone down to 5 now. If you've not hit the like button, guys, please do hit the like button. It does tremendously help the channel. If you've not hit that red subscribe button, please also do that. That does really help as well. We are trying to push for 900 subs, you know, as you can see from the title of the video. We're on 856, so we are 44 away to 900, and honestly that doesn't sound too bad. So if you guys do have an account, which is, you know, all I can say, like and subscribe. You know, it's all free of charge. The beauty in this is that there's absolutely no charge doing it. It's just a level of kindness when you do it. So that would be amazing. Having Bamford back would mean nothing if they got rid of their biggest creator. That is true. Rafinha, I would say, on the ball is such a special player, and I think Leeds are very lucky to have him. Here come Blackpool again. This is a chance for them to get a 5th. Oh, they waste the opportunity. It was a 2 versus 1, and they completely fluffed their lines. But Blackpool won't have many. They won't have many complaints due to the fact that they're 4-0 up. Thank you so much, man. I truly appreciate that, because I've just seen you subscribe. Thank you so much. All good defending and very good last-ditch defending by Blackpool there. They want to keep a clean sheet. Middlesbrough have had their chances, actually, despite being 4-0 down. God, they definitely went the closest in the first half before Blackpool scored. Some good play again, but they give the ball away in a crucial moment. No, I really do appreciate that. So we're 43 now. And in fact, I've actually not added a subscription goal because you guys were trolling me beforehand, but I will trust you guys just to leave it alone now. I'll add it back. Thank you guys so much. I do truly appreciate that. And it felt really, you know, I felt a real sense of pride doing YouTube. You know, when you do grow in the way that I did in the last couple of days, you do feel that pride and that insensitive, you know, just to not let any of you guys down. And it's the biggest honor, really, because it's the biggest thank you that you can give me. Right, that's the full-time whistle. So according to FIFA 22, this game will end Blackpool 4, Middlesbrough 0. I highly doubt that. No offense to Blackpool, but they've not really come close to scoring at least 4 goals in a game. Okay, so next game to predict. Gosh, there's a couple left. So we're still on Wednesday, the 29th games. We've now, if it goes ahead, Coventry and Millwall. Now, Millwall had a COVID outbreak, which is why they've not been playing for so long. So you would hope that there's no more COVID cases in their squad. Coventry have not had COVID cases in their squad, if I'm right in saying. Maybe a couple, but not enough to warrant a postponement. But their game against Cardiff was postponed, I think, due to the Cardiff squad rather than their squad. So it's only down to Millwall. If it's, you know, if Millwall are okay, then this game should go ahead. I'm just thinking of the games that might just not go ahead. Welcome, Mr. Football, to the stream. It's nice to see you. Nah, Blue Terrier, what are we doing? Let's not do this. Right. Maybe I should have changed the kit a little bit. There might be a slight kick clash there. Time for Dean Hoyle to dip into his pocket and buy some players. I mean, I'll be interested to know what sort of players you would like, really. You know, I think what Huddersfield need is defensive reinforcements. I think their goalkeeper's fine. Maybe even fullbacks, to be honest. You know, just to supply the attackers a little bit more. You know, wouldn't go amiss. Mini Surge, welcome to the stream. It's really good to see you. Thanks to 10 of you watching, 10 viewers. Thank you guys so much. I do appreciate that. So we are, I mean, what game is this? This is game number 3. And at the moment, for what I'll say, we've got 9 confirmed. Well, it's not confirmed. We've definitely got the maximum of 9 games going ahead. And that's the maximum because we've seen it yesterday for how late games can get cancelled. And, you know, hopefully we won't get any of those. But, you know what? We'll just you know, predict and naturally just use all the confirmed, you know, unpostponed games at the moment, you know, just in case. How many games do you have for midweek? So, to reiterate, that's 9 games maximum. We've got 3 confirmed postponements, and those games are, I could just check now, Swansea Luton is postponed, Birmingham Peterborough was postponed yesterday, and so was West Brom and Preston. Those 3 games are definitely postponed. I think Swansea Luton was postponed 2 days ago, actually. In fact, no, a couple of days ago. So yeah, I think the most recent game to get postponed was West Brom Preston, and Birmingham and Peterborough were postponed just a bit before that. But yeah, so up to 3 games being moved ahead, but it could be more. It really could be more based on how late some teams have got to postpone their games. And I'm definitely referring to Hull there because the fact that some people to make that trip from Blackburn, Western England to Hull, right at the end of Eastern England, is a long trip. It's a good 4-mile, 5-mile trip for most of the people living in Lancashire. And for the fact that it just got cancelled within 2 hours of kickoff, it's just such a kick in the teeth. It really is. You know, it's, I wouldn't deem it as unprofessional, but it definitely doesn't, you know, it really stinks what they did there. And I really definitely hope they refunded not only the fans travelling, but potentially even Blackburn Rovers travelling, to be honest. Well, like a CDM and a creative midfielder, yeah, you can't go wrong with great midfielders. I would definitely say get a creative midfielder, you know, in the risk of losing Lewis O'Brien, potentially. You know, maybe find a good replacement for him. Mr. Football says, great win yesterday. One of the best Boxing Day atmospheres ever in the last 10 minutes. We were crazy passion from all the players when the third goal and running, Nichols running around in goosebumps. Yeah. How did Huddersfield do with their Boxing Day fixtures? I mean, I knew they didn't do too well in recent years, you know, because I was going to do a video comparing every team's Boxing Day results over the last 10 years. So yeah, I can't remember. Yeah, the one that sticks to my mind is when they lost to Manchester United on Boxing Day. But there fell a couple of really interesting games in there as well. I think you played Forest a couple of times on Boxing Day over the last 10 years, and it's been a little bit in between. You pick up a win and they'll pick up a win as well. So, but naturally, that'll be one of the most memorable ones, most definitely. To get a comeback this late on in the last 10 minutes, all props to you. And got to give Sorba Thompson credit there. It probably helped with Gabriel getting sent off for Blackpool, sorry. But Sorba Thomas, hopefully, with those 2 goals, can regain his form from the start of the season. Hull postponement announcement expected today. Right, well, at least it'll be 2 days before the game and not 2 hours before the game. So there's some progress there with Hull. So Hull have got Sheffield United. Okay, so that is actually the next game after this one. I mean, I might keep it going just in case, but knowing them, they'll cancel it. And that's a brilliant goal by Coventry. Brilliant strike. Bilkowski can't quite get enough of a stronger hand to keep it out. Matt Godden is the goal scorer for Coventry. Millwall don't clear their nines good enough. It's good play by them. Before they won the tackle there by Hutchinson, but it's a good rebound strike by Matt Godden right in the top left corner. Brilliant goal. And that is 1-0 to Coventry. Bill Kowski doesn't even touch the ball. Yesterday was the first time we have scored against 10 men in 4 years. Is it really? If that's true, then that's a really interesting stat. I might look at that, actually. Fabrizio Romano didn't say anything about Rafinha leaving, and he's always right. Yeah, it's very, very reliable, but what I will say, the transfer window technically is not started yet. When the transfer window starts officially and you get done deals, taking place, all of this is just rumours at the moment. And definitely, I think the rumours will definitely be feeling a lot more hot when it comes to the actual, transfer window opening. That's when the deals will start negotiating and agents will start saying things when there's money opportunities available as well. So definitely just give it a bit of time. I'm not saying Rafinha is going to leave 100%, but if you're going to have links with Bayern Munich, then you don't turn that down, don't you? If they can sign someone like Omar Richards, they could definitely sign someone like Rafinha. 2 ends on the bounce. If we can get another 3 points at Forest, that would be great. Maybe get a decent run of form. Yeah, and what I've noticed is just like Huddersfield fans just feel very divided because when it's a poor form, it's all hands on deck with the players and the manager being too stubborn. But then all of a sudden, when he does it right, the manager is deemed, good. Maybe that's not entirely true, when they're in a good form. But at the moment, just enjoy the ride. And I think what you've seen there is a bit of inconsistency, I think, with Huddersfield. But what I've seen for them for this season, they've actually been more consistent than the last couple of seasons when they were relegated into the Premier League. And right now, I think Corberan is not the worst manager that they could have in this position, right? In their position right now, at least. I think Forest will be better than what we were against Middlesbrough, as we have Spence back and we missed Spence and maybe Lowe as well, but we missed Cole back in the field. Yeah, they may be better, and I genuinely think this part of the season is the toughest. When you've got the biggest squad, I think the teams are going to cope the best. Based on the fixture congestion, and obviously COVID just adds another complication to things and organising things. So definitely give it till mid-January when things calm down a little bit. I think definitely we will be able to not judge is probably not the right word, but just you'll be able to analyse, a more sufficient and effective performance potentially. Right, so I just have to read a message there. Thank you guys so much for watching the stream, by the way. I really appreciate it. 11 viewers, blimey. Thank you guys. Welcome to the stream, everyone. Now, one question I've got for all of you, if you are still here. What did you get for Christmas? I'm interested to know what sort of Christmas presents you guys have got. Because I was going to tell you, but I've completely forgot. And I'll tell you in a minute. Huddersfield have looked a lot better when we switched to a 4-4-2 and got Rhodes on high, and we should do that against Forest. Yeah, so to start Rhodes and Ward together, I think that's a good decision. Maybe you can have Karoma or Thomas out wide. That is, not a bad idea. I definitely think you definitely will get a lot of potential with that. And then midfielder, depending, the midfield is going to be interesting, whether it's going to be an attacking midfielder followed by a holding midfielder, whether it's going to be 2 holding midfielders, whether it's going to be 2 attacking midfielders, and then you've got, I don't know, it's interesting. There's a lot of things Corberan can do with that, and it's really good with the 4-4-2. You can really have so many alterations of it. Corner comes in for Millwall, last minute of the game. Can they get anything? Doesn't look like it. Not quite cleared yet. They still have a chance. This is a chance. Oh, they still got the ball. How have they still got it? It's Jake Cooper. Oh, it's well defended. And it's the full-time whistle. I thought for a very split moment there that Millwall could get something. But it's good defending in the end. And it's 1-0 to Coventry according to FIFA 22. Wow. Wow, very close game actually. I almost forgot what I was doing there. Right, so next is Sheffield United Hull. Now, I've been told by Owen that could get cancelled, but because we've not been officially confirmed yet, I'm going to go ahead with this. You know, I'm not going to be too mad if it gets cancelled at this time, because at this point I want to spend my time talking to you guys. You guys are like my internet mates, my friends. Remember that time we lost to Middlesbrough 2-0 and played Huddersfield at game and we won 2-0? Yeah, I do. So that was when Chris Hughton was sacked. Oh yeah, that is very, very yeah, I've only just noticed that. Yeah, they've happened back to back. That makes sense. Yeah, because I was only just thinking about this because I was remembering I can't remember, because Peterborough did something quite similar. They had a really bad game, and then when they should have played Birmingham this weekend, they beat Birmingham, I think, by 3-0. It was an impressive result. And I think Huddersfield also did something similar there as well. It was one of the more unpredictable weekends ever. Rhodes was the difference. He came on and a change of motivation was there, and he was unlucky to get his goal flagged for offside. I need to look at the highlights for that. Because I think I've been told it should have been given, but I'll definitely check. Offside is a tricky one for me because I always have a very strong opinion on it, but it's always down to the angles as well. I'll look into that, and I think I'm still debating how I'm going to do tomorrow, because some form of video is going to be made tomorrow, whether it's predictions or a review followed by predictions. I need to look back at what I did last year and see if that worked. Because I think what I did last year maybe was predictions. Oh, we've got a goal. Hull City have taken the lead. And I think it's Josh McGuinness with the goal. I don't know if Fotheringham could have done a bit better with that. Hull, who have been in pretty alright form, have taken the lead against Sheffield United. Good play, actually. Huddersfield, not Huddersfield. Sheffield United don't close down. It's 1-0 Hull. Yeah, Lequan is not going to be pleased if they lose to Huddersfield. I mean, Forest have improved. I definitely would agree on that. But I think what's going to be interesting to see how they react to a defeat. You know, they had a defeat against Fulham and they responded. Well, in a way, they responded by getting quite a few draws, and then eventually they started getting wins. You know, so at the moment, I'm almost thinking it may be a draw between Huddersfield and Forest, but recently, Huddersfield have not been involved with too many draws. I think their most recent one being going up against Coventry, where I think, based on the pattern of the game, probably shouldn't have been a draw. Tears are coming to... yeah, the fighting talk has already started. I love that. I absolutely love that. Right. Okay. I actually need to talk to you guys about my Christmas presents, because I'm actually going to forget. Premier League prediction game week 20 will be out on my YouTube now. Oh, brilliant, Ethan. Alright, everyone, do make sure you do check it out when you can. I need to talk to you guys about my Christmas presents because I've not even spoken to you guys. So, what I'm wearing right here, I don't know if you guys can see, I don't know if the camera's picking out well, but you may notice it's some red stripes on like a blue shirt. So, got a new singular shirt there. I should have a red duffel coat behind me. That's another present I got. I'm an avid collector of CDs. So I've got Now 110 as one of my presents too. Got some chocolate over there, which I'm going to tuck myself into right after the stream. And in fact, staring at me right now is my new wallet, which I also got as well. I didn't get any DVDs or like video games and that, but to be honest, I wasn't really keen on all of that this year. Right, battery's low. I will try and fix that. Gosh, Premier League is on game week 20 already. That's crazy that the season's gone that quickly. Thanks, guys, for the support. Do truly appreciate it. We're down to 2 viewers, but it's part of life. You go through highs and lows. So how's Day doing? Here's Sharp. Gibbs White with a chance, maybe. Oh, it's good defending in the end. I think he lost his composure with the tight angle there. It's going to be a corner. Norwood will take. Egan trying to win the header. Good defending by Bernard. So we're 43 away from 900. Wow. That's a thought. 43 subs away from 900. And as soon as you get to 900, you're in a driving seat for 1,000. I think Matt would tell you, you know, because I remembered when he left his first ever comment on my channel, he was on 850 odd subs, you know, around the same subs that I've got right now. And obviously in a period of just, well, nearly 2 years, I'd say a year and a half, he has gained over 7,000 subs, which is incredible for him, really, to be honest. Good defending by Sheffield United there. And it's a half-time whistle. So it's 1-0 to Hull going into half-time. It shows you, if you persevere and you know... Oh, God. Did I really have a 6.7 XG? I need to check those stats in the end. What I definitely need to do, and I'll remind myself this eventually, but I've got 558 videos. I definitely feel like I can definitely clear out my channel a little bit. Because when you've got too many things stacked in the way, I definitely think it does affect things getting clicked and, you know, impressions and all of that. So I definitely need to deal with that when I've got time. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting, and you know, I'm gonna see like all of these videos as my projects, and you know, I preferably don't really want to get rid of them, but there comes a time where things must change. Wow, really close for Hull to get a second goal, but it comes off the crossbar. Unlucky. Wow, are Hull going to live regret by missing that big chance? Because here comes Sheffield United. They're trying to go on the counter-attack a little bit. Good play. Here's Morgan Gibbs White. Tries... Well, no, that's Morgan Gibbs White. That's okay in the right-hand side there. He's against Greaves. He does well. Ndai now, who scored the goal against Fulham. Here's Billy Sharp. Billy Sharp still with the ball. I think he's struggling a little bit. Ndai free of space. But once again, taking too long. Back to Billy Sharp. Back to Ndai. It's the slowest attack ever. And because of that, Hull clear. Just way too many passes in the box. You know, could have definitely been simplified if any of one of them just turned around the right way and shot on goal. I've got to say, guys, thank you so much for 14 likes in the stream. I do appreciate that. Do you think we can get to 20 likes in the stream? I think that would be a good achievement for the stream today. So if anyone has not done so, please do hit that like button. It is entirely free to do. Also, the subscribe button, if it's red, please do hit the red subscribe button. That is also completely free of charge as well, and it definitely helps the channel. Derby's going down with a fiver in the bank. I think Blue Terrier is starting to lay off a chant there. I do feel bad for Derby, and see, the thing is, it's part of my non-biased view, because I don't have a personal connection with the championship teams. I'm naturally going to feel bad for the teams that are really, really struggling, and of course Derby is exactly that team at the moment. They're really, really struggling. 4 points, and the fact that they're... How many points of safety are they? There are just... I think it's 17 points of safety, 18 points of safety. It doesn't show great promise. Here's a chance for Sheffield United again. Sharp has scored! Finally! With enough patience. He has scored. No, it's not Billy Sharp at all. What am I saying? It's John Fleck. John Fleck just came out of nowhere. Fever 22 said it came to Billy Sharp. I know, that was Billy Sharp there. God, that's a really good goal. No one marking John Fleck, though. He times his run absolutely perfectly. No chance for the goalkeeper. That is 1-1. So your Premier League prediction will be out tomorrow. Ah, okay. I might have a chance to see it then. Having said that, I think tomorrow will be me working on my championship next round, either predictions or my review for the last games. Maybe what I'll do is predictions, because of the fact that we've only got 4 games to talk about potentially. I think it'd be better if I just briefly mention them and then go through my predictions, because I think it can work, especially if we don't have all 12 games going ahead as well. You know, it shouldn't be a really long video if I merge it together. I don't know what Ben did, but I think he did something a bit similar. Obviously, I'm not going to copy that because I have my own way of doing things, but I actually think I probably would say I did it better the year before last year, so definitely need to think about how I'm going to do it tomorrow. But I'll research, I'll look into it, guys. You'll get a video tomorrow for sure. And that's me giving you a promise. I have promised you a video tomorrow, and you guys will see it. Okay, Sheffield United again looking the more dangerous team is Billy Sharp. 1-1, 88th minute. It's good defending by Dishon Bernard. Ryan Longman there. Can Hull now get something? Smith. That's Matt Smith, isn't it? The midfielder. Doherty. Oh, it's not quite enough time. And that is a full-time whistle. So, according to FIFA 22, this game will end Sheffield United 1, Hull City 1 if it goes ahead. And match there. Okay, what's next? I didn't actually check. Next game is the final Wednesday game, and that is Reading Fulham. And that's a later kickoff as well. 8 o'clock kickoff there. Reading against Fulham. Now, could Reading really go ahead? Reading's squad is very effective with COVID. So, it'll be interesting to see if they can fill in the squad. We'll see if the time given for them to isolate was enough. I feel if there's any game that will be cancelled, I think this one might be the one that's the most likely. If you get 20 lives where you sing You'll Never Walk Alone, I just won't sing it full stop. I mean, I can sing something at 20 likes, but it doesn't mean I'll tell you what I'll sing. To sing is a feeling. It comes from within. And I'll find something. if that were to happen anyway, 6 likes anyways. You know, we're not gaining at this rate. Okay, so Reading Fulham. Now, Reading beat Fulham last time. I remember this. It was one of the shocks of the season. Reading picked up a 2-1 away win at Craven Cottage. So Fulham will be wanting revenge. But whether this game will go ahead, I don't know. And Fulham probably not really heavily backing themselves at the moment based on their poor form. Oh, jeez. I don't know why I've got this indigestion. I had breakfast, I'd say about half an hour ago. Maybe that's why then. Maybe, no, over an hour ago. An hour and a half ago, actually. So I don't know why I've got this indigestion here. I don't know, maybe it's partly hunger. Maybe because my diet's just been on chocolate, alcohol, and Christmas dinner. My body's probably initiating a shutdown. But yeah, I've got to try and survive through that, because for the fact that I've got cousins and the rest of my family coming round today, this is like the Christmas meetup that should have been on Christmas Day, which would have happened if my family did not contract COVID. So it's been moved to the 27th. So it's going to be an interesting day, to say the least. Do I think John Swift would go to Leeds? Well, I talked about it in my transfer show, and I think you did acknowledge it as well. I mean, John Swift is one of those players which I think will be difficult to prize Reading off at the moment, especially with how small their squad is. But if Reading need funds, you know, especially with what they've been dealt with at the moment, especially, I think, with their financial regulations and stuff, I definitely can see them being very tempted by this, and I think Leeds would be a team that would be paying a lot of money based on their situation at the moment. I think they'll be very desperate to get him. But January's always very difficult. Here's a chance. He's not offside. I think Niskans Cabana has stayed onside. Fulham have scored the first goal of the game. It is 1-0 to the Cottagers. How quickly can I down a pint? Oh, well, there is a video in my shorts where I had to down a cider, but that was 2 years ago, and I wasn't deeply impressed with myself with that. I don't know. It depends on my mood, really. I definitely think the first pint is very difficult to down. When you've had like 1 or maybe 2 and you've got used to it, it's not too bad. On my day, I would say 12 seconds. On average, is probably the time I definitely would down a pint, really. And sometimes, you know, sub 10 seconds. But downing it in a can's tricky, you know, because I've tried downing it in a can before, and it's... Oof, careful, Rodak. We don't want a similar own goal to what we saw yesterday. it's very difficult to down a can. It really is. When it's a draught cider or a beer, you know, from an actual glass, it's actually a lot easier, I feel, to down. But once again, it really depends on my mood, because there has been times where I have to down pints before. You know, I mean, it's not something I want to admit, but before, I remember downing a pint literally just before a lecture in university, which I think anyone who goes to university will at least try, well, not go to a lecture drunk. I mean, because to be fair, I don't think I've actually ever been to a lecture drunk, but definitely if they would definitely either drink or potentially even smoke something before they go in. You know, I'm not the guy that does drugs or smokes or whatever. You know, I'm really against all of that. But when it comes to drink, you know, it's a bit of a different story. Eva says money talk. I'm assuming he's referring John Swift. I mean, fees probably might. I think fee will have to go at least 10 million. I'll be very surprised if it's not in the region of something like 15 million. Based on how much Buendia went to. Oh, good save by Rodak. I think it won't be too far off for what Buendia cost. I think it'll be a, you know, because I see Swift being a very not similar in terms of position with Buendia, but for how important and for how, you know, his stats, you know, it does remind me a bit of Buendia. There was one time last season when Buendia was absolutely unplayable in the Championship. But potentially the value might go down a little bit for the fact that John Swift has slowed down his form a bit, but give him a good run of games, you know, he could put his valuation back up just before half time. In fact, 2 minutes over the stoppage time, Andy Carroll manages to nick a goal for Reading. So at half time between Reading and Fulham, it is 1-1 and really even Stevens. It could be anyone's game for the win. Ethan says I mute. Has my microphone not worked? Has it disconnected? No, I mean, I've just heard my stream and apparently I'm fine. Maybe you didn't mean to say mute. No, the stream looks fine. Stream looks fine. We've actually had no disconnection so far. You know, long may that continue. I think we only had one disconnection from my last FIFA 22 predicts, but it's still one more than what I really preferably want. Maybe because it's a slightly earlier stream, it probably would be better as well in terms of bandwidth. I think the weather is a big contributing factor to when the stream disconnects, and also I think sharing the bandwidth as well. But because the family's a bit more sociable and they're downstairs, I think the internet's a lot quicker up where I am at the moment. Right, I definitely need a drink of water, but I've got to travel the outside room to get it, so I might have to wait at the moment. Right, I don't want to miss this as well, because this is a really close game, Reading and Fulham. I'm really tired. So I've got a confession to make. I may have got 3 hours sleep last night. So to give you context of what happened, basically I was needed for something quite important. Not anything like I had to do with an action or getting out of bed or whatever, but I talked to one of my mates for a good 5 hours because he was really struggling. So the chat went on from 11 PM to 5 AM in the morning. It really got that late. In fact, no, that's 6 hours, not even 5 hours, it's 6 hours. So good 6 hour chat there, just to try and get me the reassurance that I can sleep knowing that he's actually going to be okay. So yeah, that's probably why I look a little bit rough, but I've done really hard to hide it. But I've got a serious headache and I've definitely started to feel a bit more tired. But I think I've got an excuse today, because for the fact that I've only got 3 hours sleep, you know, you've got to allow it. You know, there's some times where you've got to really help a close friend. And that's what I did. You know, there's things you sacrifice, and at that time, when I was helping him, I sacrificed my sleep. Oh my goodness me! Reading are 2-1 up again against Fulham. Is history going to repeat itself? What a really nice goal. It didn't look like it was going to go in, but the technique to have that dip on the ball and to have that accuracy to get it far into the corner. Absolutely unbelievable. I don't think Rodak could do much about that. Brilliant technique again by Andy Carroll. It is 2-1 to Reading. Wow, we could get a good result on our hands. Thanks to 8 people watching. I do truly appreciate everyone watching the stream. I've just noticed we've gone to 21 likes. Oh, God. And I did promise I would sing something at 20 likes. Well, what I'll do, guys, some point in the stream I'll start singing randomly. You know, I think part of this, you know, has got to be part of an element of surprise. So I have said my word. You hear me sing something at some point. Now I'm just thinking, what am I going to do? Is it going to be something Christmas themed, or am I getting a bit sick of the Christmas songs now? I don't know, because yesterday the same Christmas songs were put on the loop, and it just kind of got in my head a little bit. I did a puzzle, and in fact, no, that was another thing I got for Christmas. I got a 1,000-piece puzzle, James Bond, actually. So, did that for good. In fact, it took me about 5 hours to finish. Oh, Fulham nearly getting the equaliser off the crossbar and on the line. That is very close. What a game this has turned out to be. This has been the most entertaining game so far. Through ball, it doesn't quite find Muniz there, and it's good defending by Reading. Now can Reading get something out of this? Dele Bashiru does beat Adebayo. This could be a chance. Andy Carroll's in the box. It's going to go alone. Oh, it's well cleared. Reading still got it. Dele Bashiru. It's in. It's 3 for Reading. The technique from these Reading players is absolutely amazing. Andy Carroll scored a lobbed second goal, which was a stunner. And this goal by Dele Bashiru is special. To get the technique to execute a volley of that magnitude, I need to show it, guys, because I skipped it by accident. To attempt a volley in that magnitude is unbelievable. So here we go here. Dele Bashiru goes on his own, beats Adebayo to the ball. It looks like it was Tim Ream who gets a crucial block. Ball is kept in, maybe by mistake. Headed, and Bashiru, it's a half volley. Oh, Rodak should do better, but that technique is absolutely unbelievable. Not often I show many goals back, but that one deserves some credit. 3-1 to Reading. What a result this is. Blue Terrier in spirits from Huddersfield beating Blackpool. It's good to see. That's not what I'm going to be singing, by the way. I need to think about that, and definitely I will be surprising you guys, because I'll be hiding a Michael Bublé-esque voice, you know, probably what his voice would be 20 years later. Right, so can Fulham get at least 1 goal back? I think they're definitely not going to win this one. And this was a game when Cabana took the lead early on. It looks like it's going to end 3-1. It does. So according to FIFA 22, this game will end Reading 3, Fulham 1, and Fulham's bad form continues apparently. Wow. Dalraj, welcome to the stream. He says Coventry and Millwall might get postponed. I did acknowledge that Coventry and Millwall might get postponed for me, because I think it's Millwall's squad especially that's gone down with COVID. I think Coventry had a couple of players, but it was especially Millwall's squad that was very badly affected with COVID. So it's down to the isolation and just the recovery of the players, I think. So I'm definitely keeping it by ear. At the moment, for 9... well, not the confirmed. I'm not going to say... You can't say confirmed anymore. For 9 matches that are most definitely not postponed as of yet, I'm still playing all of them. And I've not heard any cancel yet. Although I think later on we'll hear a couple. And knowing a couple of these clubs, we could get some cancellations, you know, on the day of the game itself. Which, you know, it really shouldn't happen, but yeah, it's a bad situation. Last thing is oh no, the Blue Terrier, no way. I don't support Jake Paul with that. I'm not even gonna do that. I'm gonna pretend I didn't see it. Last 3 games I've got postponed. Yeah, I think Dalraj Coventry did have a bit of an outbreak. Maybe not as big of an outbreak from a lot of the teams, but I think also you were playing teams that were also significantly affected with COVID. Yeah, last 3 games that got postponed. Are you talking about the... Are you talking about Coventry's games with their last 3 being postponed? I mean, obviously, their most recent postponement was against Cardiff. You were supposed to play against Cardiff, and obviously that got postponed. Yeah, that's right. You had Stoke as well. Yeah, that probably was your squad, actually. Yeah, and then... Yeah, it was the last 2, because I believe 3 games ago was your draw against Huddersfield. But, yeah, at the moment, if Coventry and Millwall does get postponed, then that will be 3 games in a row that gets postponed. That's scary to think about. You're going to have this congestion. I mean, Rotherham had about 5 games to catch up with, and that was just a singular team. Most teams are going to have around the same amount of games that Rotherham used to catch up with, and they had a ruthless schedule, like midweek game, weekend game, you know, for like the next 2-3 weeks, which was absolutely painful for them. Yeah, I mean, I am a bit concerned about the amount of postponements we're getting, and I think it can get very, very messy if it carries on. I could just only hope that things improve. If it doesn't, I would almost be tempted for games to go behind closed doors, just temporarily, just to help stop the spread and ease what's going on at the moment. But even with that, I'm not even too sure if that's going to effectively help. So it's a very, very difficult situation that that they find themselves. Cardiff now have a chance. Oh, good defending by Bournemouth there. It's going to be interesting to see if this game goes ahead based on the amount of players I've heard Cardiff contract COVID. Bournemouth should be playing today against QPR. They played Saturday, Tuesday, Thursday, Sunday. Yeah, so that's 4 games in a week, which is insane. That wasn't even all the games that they needed to catch up with, but it was ridiculous. Darraj says behind closed doors. I mean, it sounds like he's probably approving behind closed doors. I mean, I don't like behind closed doors, but I feel like the right decisions need to be made to try and stop things getting worse. Because I'm only just thinking of the welfare of the players, and I do think it does get a bit overlooked a little bit, and I think potentially that might help things, will stop things getting worse, basically, and that's what I'm thinking about right now. It's not selfish ways to keep things going. It's a strategy which I think can definitely help things just moderately improve a little bit. Even if it shows a sign of improvement, you will know that, you know, whatever's going on is working. You know, fans like to witness the games at the moment, but unfortunately at the moment, with this variant, and especially for its location, with it being so ruthless in the UK, we've got to consider that, you know, at the moment, you know, we've just got to wait till this wave dies down. Because it has happened before. We've had Delta, which was really bad, and eventually we've combated that. It will just take a lot of time. And for what it sounds like to me, I think the booster is really good at protecting you from Omicron. I think if you've not received your booster, you get a little bit exposed, because I think the jabs are very good with Delta, but not necessarily Omicron, because Omicron's, you know, is a mutated variant of, you know, the coronavirus. Obviously is a mutation, but I think the booster actually, it's not like it's an upgraded jab, but I think because it's up to date, I think it does help out, you know, with recent variants, including Omicron. So that's why I do encourage you guys to get boosted if you do incline to get vaccinated. I mean, you guys are younger than me, so likely you probably might not have been boosted yet. I could be wrong. I got my booster on the 16th. No, it was the... When did I? 19th of December, I remember. So it's actually nearly last week. About over a week ago, actually. Omicron is milder. Yeah, it's milder, but at the same time, it doesn't stop people contracting it. And, you know, you can't just keep things going knowing that you can give someone a virus. You know, that's just not okay for me. Despite it being milder, you know, everyone's got a different reaction to things. Yeah, I know it's weak, but at the same time, I understand, you know, if people say, oh, we've got to keep this going, you know, it'd almost be looked at as a little bit selfish in a way, because it's like, oh, it doesn't matter if, you know, we carry on and people get it. It's mild anyway, but it may be mild overall, but it doesn't mean it's mild for everyone. You have 2 vaccines, you're 16. Okay, well, good on you to get vaccines anyway. I mean, I'm not going to be a person that spreads around, you know, you must do this, or, you know, be a spokesperson for doing certain things. I'm just simply saying, you know, my stance on it and my opinion and, you know, what I think is the best response to try and combat this. Because I think there's a lot of differing opinions, and obviously, oh, Leonardo Bacuna is a chance, and it's a goal! Wow, no, it was not Coventry, sorry, Cardiff, who've barely been in the game, slipped through that Bournemouth defence, and it's a brilliant pinpoint goal by Leonardo Bacuna. It is 1-0 to Cardiff. Wow. It's a really tough one. Obviously, everyone's got their different opinions, and obviously, you know, I'm not going to lower my opinion in you if you've got different opinions, you know, because the best thing about people is to respect each other's opinion and to simply not attack people for, you know, just not agreeing with you. You know, we should be lovers and not fighters. Okay, Bournemouth with a chance. Oh, Jordan Anthony. Oh, what a waste. Well, I wish it could be Christmas every day, when the kids start singing and band begins to play. Oh, yeah, one of my favourite Christmas songs. That's going to be my singing for today. I don't think I did Wizard justice there, but classic song. I probably wouldn't be able to tell you my favourite Christmas song. I tell you what, I do like the newer one, the Elton John and who does it as well? Ed Sheeran. I don't actually mind this one. I know a lot of people, and I think it's just the attitude with newer music. They think, oh, it's not as good as all of that. You know, how can you compare? But as a piece to listen, it's actually all right. I actually don't mind it. There's been some newer pieces of music that I would rather not speak about. Especially actually Christmas songs as well. But this is like one of the few newer Christmas songs which I actually really liked. I really liked at all. I could give you a quick example. I really don't like Gwen Stefani's rendition of Jingle Bells. I think that she just did way too much there. Have to sing the full song? Oh, I'm not singing the full song. If it's the full song, we have to get 40 likes and 900 subs. There's no way. Like, not even Goldbridge would sing a full song. He would sing 2 lines from a chorus, like what I just did there. Okay? Oh my goodness me! Well, I mean, this is going to be interesting if I include this in my video, but wow. In fact, no, I'm not. I'm changing the way I do my video. I'm not talking over it anymore, but what a brilliant goal that is. Once again, maybe Travers should be quicker to collect the ball. Wow, Mark Harris with the goal, 2-0. So, actually, how are we doing with this stream? How are we performing? So, on 21 likes, guys. So, if we can get to 25, that'd be absolutely amazing. And at the moment, we are 43 subs away from 900. Every sub now is a really huge step to 1,000. Could you imagine this channel on 1,000 subs at the moment? It would definitely elevate this channel, and the amount of things I've got planned, if it does happen to 1,000 as well, you know, I'll be able to supply you guys with content for about a year. To give you guys an update on my uni as well, in fact, it's probably fair if I should tell you what's going on with university at the moment. It's a chance for Bournemouth to get back into this, maybe? Not quite. Oh, they got 1 goal. Poor defending in the end by Cardiff, but it's just not enough. It's definitely going to be the last kick of the game. Bournemouth have made it a little bit closer than it probably should have been. So, according to FIFA 22, this game will end Bournemouth 1, Cardiff 2, despite a late Ben Pearson goal. Man City will win the league, says Downwatch. I can agree with you there. I think they're going to run away with it, actually. I just think their squad is not only huge, which helps. Even losing Ferran Torres, I actually don't think will affect them whatsoever. And I I think the biggest thing as well is for the fact at the moment that pretty much they've got a full squad. At the start of the season, they actually had to cope with injuries, which was tough for them. But now they've got a full squad pretty much. It has really, really helped their cause. And they've profited of the teams catching up with them, struggling with injuries. You know, Chelsea more so than Liverpool. But Liverpool do have their injury concerns as well, which I think has definitely shown in their recent performances and results. So next game is Bristol City and QPR, which I believe did QPR beat? No, did Bristol City beat QPR last time? Why am I thinking they beat QPR by 3-2? Maybe I don't know if I'm thinking. I don't know if I'm thinking of the right game, but I think Bristol City may have beaten QPR by 3-2 in the reverse game. Alright, so after this game, we will have... well, we've only got 3 more games including this one. So after this one, we only have 2 games confirmed. Not confirmed. I'm not going to say confirmed, because they could get cancelled today, tomorrow, maybe even on the day of the match. So... can't predict all of these stuff anymore. So 3 games left, including this one, basically. Ethan, thank you guys for the turnout today. I do appreciate that. We've actually had a pretty decent turnout, actually, to be honest. And you know, I do appreciate that, especially with how early I put this stream. But I think it definitely helps with it being Christmas holidays. Right, so I'm going to actually check, what, you know, this, I can't remember what match day this was, but I want to see what they got on the reverse fixture. I don't know if I'm crazy thinking of that result, but I might have just somehow magicked the correct result, right? It was around the match day 10 to 13 region, I believe, maybe even a little bit earlier than that. Let's just look for it. I've got to try and think of the right day. Have I found it? No, I've not found it. Right. When did West Brom play Preston? Because I remember that game very vividly. When was that? No, it was earlier, I think. Yeah. No, it wasn't 3-2, but Bristol City did win. Yeah, I thought Bristol City won. It was 2-1 to Bristol City. Oh, yeah, that's right. Naki Wells in the last minute. Yeah, I remember it now. God, that was a very dramatic game. So yeah, after this game, we'd actually only have 2 games left, which is crazy. Let me just double check. So I've done Blackburn, Barnsley, Blackpool, Middlesbrough, Coventry, Millwall, Sheffield United, Hull, which might get cancelled, Reading, Fulham, so that's 5. Gosh, just 5, just like that. Then Bournemouth's done, so that's 6. And yeah, so we're over 2. Well, we're 2/3 of the way through now. Jeez, the streams are going through really, really quickly. Right. I don't know if I'm going to be needed for my family at the moment, because I think they require something from me, but hopefully that they don't need to interrupt my stream there. Right, guys, I've not heard what you guys have got for Christmas. I'm really interested to know. What have you guys got for Christmas? Oh, bit of a poor touch there. Wasted opportunity there. That could have been a good chance for Bristol City. I've already told you what I got for Christmas. Obviously, you know, you may think, you know, just a coat, you know, just a CD, you know, just a wallet. When you grow older, clothes, you grow to appreciate getting clothes for Christmas. You know, and it's something I don't want to scare you guys, because I've said this many times before. The joy of birthdays and Christmas generally gets less and less and less as you grow older. It's not in the way that you don't appreciate the day. It's just the excitement that you get, that it's the best day ever, that just kind of evaporates as you get older a little bit. If you hate Tottenham, stand up. Well, obviously I'm going to do that. Especially that they've got an ex-manager in charge. Oh, God, we better beat them in the Carabao Cup semi-final. God, it'll be so poetic for Conte to beat us in the semi-final. I got Huddersfield's sexy 3rd shirt. Okay, Blue Terror. What was the shirt? Is that the red shirt? That's their 3rd kit. I mean, if so, then I like red shirts in general, so I probably would generally agree with you there. Yeah, I believe that is their first shirt. Unless you're talking about their yellow shirt there. And it's a goal. QPR have taken the lead. Lyndon Dykes with the goal. So Bristol City had got the better of QPR away from home. Can QPR get their revenge? Well, they're doing the right job so far. Brilliant play. Poor defending. It's a great goal by Lyndon Dykes. 2-1 and about 1-0 QPR. I can't speak. Ooh, man. Forgive me being tired. I've already explained my story, just in case anyone has popped by a little bit late. I've only had 3 hours of sleep because basically I had to stay up and support someone who was really struggling yesterday night. Don't need to go to details on the stuff we had to say, but it's part of what I do. It's part of what I do, just to help people in need. Right, so second half, 1-0 QPR. Let's see if this stays like that. I'm actually going to look at Huddersfield because I've not done a third kit video. I feel a bit bad that I've not done one, but the problem is that some teams just took forever to announce their third kit, and by that time I think doing a kit video would have been a little bit outdated. So I'm just going to check my away kit video because it'll remind me what is their second kit, and it'll definitely confirm in my head what's their third kit, because in my mind I know what their kits look like. It's been able to decipher which one is the away and which one's the third kit. I definitely like their red kit probably more than their yellow kit, but I don't know which way round it is. Oh, okay. Oh, no. Huddersfield's one is the black kit. No. Do I know their third kit? I have a feeling I don't. Maybe I think I'm thinking of last year's kit, which I think is easy for me to get confused. I'm thinking of last year's one, aren't I? Oh, the third kit was the mint colour, I believe. Yes, I have seen it for a couple of games. Not many, but it's been around. No, that's right. My head's still in the past. I'm thinking of last year's one, and I was completely. I remember their away kit, which I think was the red kit I was referring to. Oh my gosh, it was one of the cleanest and classiest away or third shirts I've ever seen. I think it was their third shirt actually. I seem to remember not really liking their first or second kit, but their third kit completely redeeming it. Yeah, no, I have seen it. Yeah, it's the mint colour. I've seen it now. Oh, it's a goal for QPR again in the 62nd minute. Unless Bristol City put out a miracle, be game over. But they've not been in this game. It's Andre Gray. He's already scored a stunner very, very recently, which was nominated for the goal of the month. And he's just scored another goal here. I mean, that volley he did. And that skill and that volley and that technique against Derby, that even might be goal of the season when I think about it. Just that level of technique is so rare to see in the Championship these days. The last player that kind of gave that similar level technique, with such ease, just reminds me a little bit of Ruben Neves. Obviously, a little bit more close up, and Ruben Neves thrives more with hitting shots from range and distance, but that level technique and that accuracy definitely reminded me of Ruben Neves, which is honestly the biggest compliment I can give to Andre Gray. Just wish that kind of was there a little bit more. To be fair, he had a breakout season with Burnley when he was top goal scorer in the Championship with them. But obviously, his career has been very, very difficult to adjust to Premier League football. It's, naturally a lot of strikers and a lot of players struggle to adapt. Here's a chance. Oh my goodness me, we're seeing some cracking goals in this game. Bristol City do get one back into it. I did say they had to get a response very quickly, and they did. Naki Wells with a goal. Right, it's game on, and maybe Bristol City could get something from this game. 72nd minute, Naki Wells makes it 2-1. That is very interesting. Thank you guys to the 7 of you watching the stream. If you've not hit the like button, please do so. It would be fantastically appreciative. Thank you guys for getting it to 20 likes. If we can get it to 25 likes, that would be fantastic. fantastically appreciative. And if you've not hit the red subscribe button, please do so. It does tremendously help. We are 43 subscribers away from 900, which will be an incredible achievement for the channel. It definitely, my life would definitely peak if we get there. So every like and subscription that you do just honestly makes my day, and it's completely free to do, and it will honestly help contribute to the future of this channel. Oh my god, I thought that was it. I thought I was going to stop plugging my channel. I thought Naki Wells had pulled the trigger and got the equaliser, but just wide off the... Oh, it's a save. I thought he got it wide, but it's actually a brilliant save. Oh my goodness me. I didn't think the goalkeeper saved it, but it is a good save. I just saw in the replay. Corner comes in. Not a great corner. It's well defended. Blue Terrier says, Sorba Thompson's linked with Watford. I know, because I talked about it in my transfer show. I assume you did watch it. I mean, if you didn't see my transfer show, and if that applies to anyone, any of you who've not seen my transfer show, please do make sure you see it, because I do address the latest rumours I see online. Oh, really close. I feel like I definitely want to try and do like a fan-led, not review. Oh, no penalty there. Oh, that's a very contentious foul there. Maybe a penalty should have been awarded to Bristol City there. 88th minute, not much time. They give the ball away very crucially, and that might be it. They might have just blown their chances of winning. It's 2 minutes of added time. QPR running down the clock. That's a brilliant ball to find Lyndon Dykes. Completely the wrong side of the pitch. Cross comes in. Not the best of technique there. And that is a full-time whistle. So according to FIFA 22, this game will end QPR 1. Bristol City 1. QPR 2. What a game. So it's another 2-1 away victory in this tie. Right. So next game should be Forest and Huddersfield. Oh, that's right, because you guys won't stop talking about it. So, Nottingham Forest, who were unbeaten, I think, for 9 games, lost it recently against Middlesbrough. Obviously, a very comedic own goal, I think, played its part to it. And if Ryan Yates and Samba weren't so... I don't know what's the right word. Weren't so complacent and careless, then maybe Forest could have got something. But in the end of it, Middlesbrough were just too good on the day. They eventually got their second, and when Middlesbrough got their second, that's when it decided for me, thinking, okay, they deserved it. They play a Huddersfield side, which can be a bit hit and miss, so it should be a really good game. Rexy, welcome to the stream. It's really good to see you. How are you doing? I hope you're doing absolutely well. Our Blue Terriers give me an impossible question. BENHD or Benjamin Bloom? I mean, that's really harsh. You know, I've collaborated with one. I'm still yet to collaborate with the other. Ben Bloom, one of the nicest guys you would meet. Amazing in how we've communicated the collaboration we did first thing in the year. If you guys have not seen the collaboration I did with Benjamin Bloom, please go see it. In fact, I might actually drop the link in the chat, just in case you've not seen it. I'll quickly do that now, but he's amazing in his own way. I really like his style of journalism, very professional and a natural as well, which I think is the biggest compliment I can give him. Such a natural in what he does, and what I will say, I think definitely unbiased in a championship view, which I think helps when his team are all the way down in League One, of course. And then you've got BENHD, which I think what's so good about him is just... I'm going to try and word this right. I think it's just there's a very effortless appeal that he has to his presenting. You know, everything seems so crisp, but everything seems so simple too. You know, when I saw his videos, it felt like to me that he just sat in his bedroom talking about football. And as simple as that sounds, he made it work. He made it engaging enough for it to work. So it inspired me to do the same thing. And to have that much of an inspiration on me, you know, he deserves a lot. And I'm not even exaggerating, a lot of credit for that. In terms of who I probably like more. I mean, I both like them. I really do. But it might have to edge it to BENHD because he had more influence for me to start YouTube. But both are undoubtedly amazing at what they do. So yeah, I've only just found the video now. It took me quite a while to find it. It's actually not one of the most popular videos on my channel. I expected it to blow up a little bit more. It's got over 200 views, which is just above average for this channel, but it's still not anything like my most popular videos. So yeah, so this is the link to the video here. So this is how you get to my chat with Benjamin Bloom. Right, I need to turn it off on YouTube there because it's really disorientating seeing myself. Right, there we go. That feels a lot better. Rexy is saying my ankle's better from last time. Oh, did you say you twisted it? Yeah, you have not been on my channel for a while, but it's good to see you. That's why I said it was really nice to see you, Rexy. Can't believe Coventry games are getting called off. It's unfair that we're falling down the table. I mean, I don't think you're falling down the table because games are being called off. I think a lot of it is down to injuries. I also think a lot of it is down to the very tough run that you had as well. You know, you had to play Bournemouth, West Brom and QPR in a very short space of time. You know, and that's really tough on anyone. So what I will say, second half of the season, you know, they had a good second half of the season last year, Coventry. If they could do the same thing, then they definitely got the capability to recover it. You know, they've proven to me that on their day, they are a decent team. They just need to find that confidence again. Oh, it was sprained. Ah, fair enough. Yeah, I think I do seem to remember talking about it. I can't remember what day it was, but I definitely remember talking to you about it before. I hope it gets better. I really, yeah, better. Yeah. Well, it's good to see that it's better now. It's good to see that it's good. But I think Coventry can recover. Not necessarily thinking that they'll finish top 6, but I definitely think they will recover. It's definitely the right game. Nottingham Forest and Huddersfield. I'm just double checking that. I'm just checking that I've not done any games wrong. No, yeah, it is definitely Forest and Huddersfield. Coventry's only injury is Agapa, and he's out on loan. Well, yeah, well that's now. That's now. I'm talking about, you know, these results have been happening for the last month, Rexy. So when you look at the squad now, on paper it should be okay, but obviously in the month, you know, you did have a couple of players out. You know, you had some players not really banging the same form, which I definitely would think Victor Gallchrist is a good example of that. But what they need to do, they need to improve their clinicalness going forward as well. I think Callum O'Hare is a very frustrating player for players to fans to watch as well, because on the ball he promises a lot, but in terms of his accuracy going forward, he doesn't really finish his chances. You're gonna make a vid at Jason Lawrence alcohol in 2K. Oh, that would be amazing if that were to happen. God, I don't even know how I would be able to contact with him, but that would be amazing if that can happen. If he does some sort of, I don't know what he would do, like some fan Q&A or some fan forum or whatever, or just will want to talk to more people. I mean, I would feel more honoured if he just naturally discovered me, but honestly, that's going to be very, very difficult, you know. Generally, I think the only person who discovered me before I actually asked a collaboration was Matt SB, because Matt was actually a long time subscriber before he completely blew up on his YouTube. Benjamin Bloom I had to ask for, and obviously Ben knew about my story right from the very beginning. If you saw my reaction to my to one of my first videos, because Ben, when I literally reacted to the video that Ben left his first comment on my channel. You met Callum O'Hare. Oh, amazing. How is he? But yeah, I think players being out of form, but also just a lack of cutting edge, I think, is the biggest problem at the moment. You know, get one good result, I think they'll help. You know, even against Huddersfield, I remember when Coventry were behind for so much of that game, and I created so many chances, and you know, they were going to lose a game where they had no right to even lose. But that would, going back to your point, Blue Terror, that would be amazing if that were to happen. You would like to meet Matt SB? Well, he's probably a Coventry hero, isn't he? You know, so I wouldn't be surprised in that. The problem I have is that I live so far away from a lot of these people. I think the only one I don't live too far away is Benjamin Bloom, if he's located in Ipswich. You know, I would say it's a good hour, maybe an hour and a half drive to where I am, Ipswich. So he probably would be the only one I probably would be able to meet face to face if something were to come up in some project. But in general, Ben has been doing, that's Ben Bloom, by the way, he's been doing a lot more online content anyway. Well, I mean, content is online, but I'm talking about, you know, online, you know, group calls and stuff, you know, doing a lot more of that. And obviously, previously, it was just really just him going to actual physical games, all this travelling, and then talking about the match. You know, it's a lot more balanced now. You know, I think COVID had a big part in that. Rexy, no worries. It's good to see you, and I hope you have enjoyed the rest of your Christmas holidays. I really do hope you do. Right, well, I mean, after this game, we only have one game left, actually. So this stream is nearly done already. That's absolutely crazy. It goes to show, you know, how quickly the stream can go when we don't have all 12 games to stream. Goodness me, right, we're falling down to 5 years, but actually, to be fair, that's not even too bad in terms of my stream anyway. Darrell Archie is very frustrated with Callum O'Hare for what I can see. On the ball, he promises a lot, but you can promise a lot, but if you can't take your chances and finish them, then there's a problem. And it does remind me of a couple of players in Chelsea in the moment, but I think I wouldn't say Callum O'Hare is bad in every area, but if I were to do a video of your most frustrating player, I definitely think he'd be up there as a contention of being your most frustrating player. I don't know if you agree with that. Right, so full-time whistle between Forest and Huddersfield. It has ended disappointingly in a 0-0 draw. So we should only have one more game left. I mean, we're not going to stream Swansea, Luton, Birmingham, Peterborough and West Brom, Preston, because those 3 games have confirmed that they are going to be postponed at a later date. The last game that has not been confirmed that it will be moved ahead is Stoke against Derby. What was the result in this game? I don't know why. I think Stoke may have got a really narrow win. I don't know. For some reason, I can't really remember the reverse fixtures that well in this week. I met Lewis O'Brien at the start of the season. He was a really nice guy. Well, that's good. You know, it's good to know that some players aren't completely awful human beings. You know, you'd hope that they're decent people. And, you know, they should look at their fans as being really important. You know, they are the reason why this club does as well as it does. You know, without fans, you know, how can you call yourself a football club? So you definitely got to treat them with some respect. Doesn't necessarily mean you have to agree with all of them, but you definitely treat them with respect, because they do go out their way to support you as the team, you know. So there should be no reason why, you know, you should really go completely against and be completely arrogant to a fan. Oh, okay, Stoke looking quite dangerous at the moment. What was the chance? Stoke has scored in the 7th minute. Very, very quick goal. It's a nice... Oh, gosh, who is that? I can't even recognise the face. I don't know what they've done to his face. But Stephen Fletcher? Oh, God. Oh, dear. That's all I can say. Oh, dear. Right, so matchday 8 is what I'm looking at. It's a good strike. So 1-0 Stoke. Oh, no, I'm wrong. No, Derby won. No, I do remember this, because... one of I don't know if it was one of Stoke's goals or one of Derby's goals, but there was a mistake leading to one of the goals, and yeah, no, it was 2-1 Derby. I remember it. Our chairman picks his something on how good they are as people, as well as how good of a player they are. Well, it can work in a couple of ways, you know. We say how good they are as people. Would it mean good people for dressing room purposes? Or would they mean good people for negotiating, you know, agents and money and stuff? You know, you've got to make sure that the chairman's looking for the right things and is not being too close-minded. Right. I'm just going to check if there's been any news. Right, there's been no messages on Discord. Normally, the BENHD Patrons channel is normally quite quick to report on cancellations. I mean, I was on admin duty last couple of days and had to be in charge of delivering messages to news, and obviously I think the latest message I sent was West Brom and Preston being postponed. I think that was the latest one being postponed. Yes, it was. Thought so. Right, so Stoke take the lead against Derby. Obviously, they did lose against Derby in their last game when they played at Pride Park. Will Sunderland get promoted? That's a question. Right, so we're jumping down to League... Well, we're hopping down to League 2. Oh, if I were to predict who goes up in League 2... League 1, sorry. God, that's difficult. Got to remind myself of the table as well, because that table just changes so much. Obviously, they didn't have many games take place. In fact, well, as you say that, maybe the reason why you've told me is that literally just a minute ago, Ross Stewart has scored a penalty. Sunderland are playing Doncaster, where Doncaster are really struggling this season. They did pick up a good win last week, Doncaster, but a defeat for them would still put them down in 23rd, and actually 6 points off safety. Oh, Doncaster, they can't see themselves going down to League 2 again. But Sunderland, if they win, they'll be 1 point behind Rotherham, playing the same amount of games. But only 1 point ahead of Wigan, where they've got 2 games in hand. They picked up a good win against Oxford in their last game. Oxford have got a game in hand and can be up to 4 points behind. Wigan have got 1 game in hand and could be only 1 point behind Sunderland. But Plymouth, who are 3 points behind Sunderland, have played 1 game more. Gosh, it's so confusing. Rotherham on the Man City of League 1. I wouldn't call them the Man City of League 1, but I definitely think they're almost the Norwich of League 1, if that makes sense. Relegated, promoted. You know, they're a yo-yo club. I think Rotherham will go up. And I actually think Wigan will go up. You know, you may be surprised, but I actually think Wigan will go up in second. And then I think... It's so tough. I think either Sunderland or Wycombe will be the third team with them. It's so tough. But you're not even thinking about a team like MK Dons, who are just 1 point outside of the top 6, who could overtake Oxford, you know, if they win their game in hand. Sheffield Wednesday only 2 points out of the top 6. Obviously with Darren Moore, a really good League 1 manager. And Portsmouth only 3 points out of the top 6, and they've made a miraculous recovery, Portsmouth. And then, yeah, pretty much from Accrington Stanley downwards are the teams that you wouldn't really expect to be chasing unless they go on a miracle run of form. Callum, welcome to the stream. It's good to see you. Wow, what a goal. I mean, brilliant timing. What a brilliant goal. I think, oh my gosh, no, that's not Tom Ince. No, who on earth is that Jacob Brown? Gosh, they've not really done his face any favours there. What a strike. How am I doing? Hope I had a good Christmas. Thank you so much, Callum. You the same. I'm doing okay. You know what? This time of the year can be tough for many, and it was a tough period for me last year. It was Jacob Brown who scored. But I've just learned if things get in your way, you just got to prioritise what's important to move on from it. You know, because a lot of the time, if you curl up and just allow you to be sad, it actually doesn't make you feel straight, and the performance of whatever you've got to prioritise just naturally gets less and less. You lose that motivation, and it's a different way of looking at things, and it's important to do that, you know. Oh my god, that would have been a nice goal that went on target. What a shame. Tony Mowbray has improved from last season. Well, he's improved Blackburn from last season. As a manager, I wouldn't say Tony Mowbray's changed so much, but what I am impressed with Mowbray is that I think he's now discovered what works best with his squad. You know, Mowbray was a very peculiar manager with a peculiar style from last season. It was all very unpredictable for what Blackburn were going to be, either a direct team or a high possessive team or a counter-attacking team. Blackburn this season have strictly been a counter-attacking team, and it has worked miracles. when you've got the strength up front with Buckley, Gallagher, and Ben Brereton Diaz, you're going to completely, rip defences apart. So I think Mowbray's been very clever with the players he's got, and has realised how to get the best out of his Blackburn squad. And I think his confidence as well. So part of it is Mowbray, but I think also part of it is the squad as well. Derby with a chance. Oh, he really wasted that chance there. You have full support from all of us. No, thank you, Callum. I do appreciate that. But I've been lucky enough in a way that I've not really needed that shoulder to cry on this year. And I say this year, and I have needed it this year, but not this period of the year. Yeah, it's felt weird because, you'd arguably would say I had to self-isolate for Christmas Day. But, it would have been a good excuse to cry. But the thing is, at the same time, you can have a cry, but then you could fall to this trap where you just fall into the same cycle over and over again, where you can constantly feel sorry for yourself and nothing gets done. In life, you always have got to crack on things and crack on with things, and that's what I've learnt. And that's what I've done. And, without that mentality, I would not have got my assignments done this year. Who's my favourite Championship manager this season? Oh, what a save. Favourite Championship manager from this season? Gosh, yes, there's so many to choose, isn't there? That is such a tough decision. Gosh. I've always liked Steve Cooper. I really do. I do think he's very underrated. I do truly think he's an underrated manager. Here's a chance. Oh, there's another good save. Davies doing unbelievably well to keep the clean sheet. I thought that was it. That would have been a goal. Brilliant save. Wow. We've only got 11 minutes. I can't do maths today. 11 minutes till full time. And in fact, that's the final game as well. So this stream is nearly ended, which is really sad for me. Thank you so much, Callum. I do appreciate that. Everyone. In fact, I might pin that comment actually very, very quickly. Sorry, but to answer your question, Harry, I have always liked to think about Steve Cooper on how he sets his teams. I'm sure there's others. I always like Scott Parker as well. I do, part of it will be a small bias with him being a Chelsea player, but Scott Parker and just in general how he's grown of age of a manager, I like to. Oh, once again, a brilliant save by Adam Davies. Wow. He's determined to keep that clean sheet. I think Stoke are going to win this, but by what scoreline, we'll find out. Jack Stretton is on for Ravel Morrison. Favourite Championship manager is Russell Martin. Fair enough. Yeah, he's a very likeable man and actually a really good style of football. I think he does have his problems. I would almost dare say a bit Lampard-esque, I think, a bit. A little bit careless, but, very highly attacking and possessive, but it does have its consequences when you're not efficient on the ball. Harry says, do a live stream today. Are you talking about streaming a game? I'm not going to be able to, I don't think, because I've got cousins and family going around today. Basically, today is what should have been on Christmas Day, but because I was isolating, we didn't have it. So we've had to push it to the 27th. So I don't think I'm going to be able to today, sadly. But that's why I thought I wanted to stream today. The days are getting really, really difficult to try and do all these predictions and all of that. So yeah, definitely had to do that. Right, so that's a full-time whistle, so it ends Stoke 2. I can't remember the other team. Stoke 2, Derby 0. Callum has suggested that there's no Honeygun. Yeah, that's right. There is no Honeygun, but I know he's around. He's still active on Discord and all of that. So naturally, it doesn't mean that all the same people, attend a live stream. Matt SB wasn't here today, and sometimes he's a viewer of his live stream. Naturally, not everyone's going to be available. And do QPR, Bournemouth or Newcastle Man United? I wish I can, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. As I said again, I've got family and cousins coming round, and I think it'll be a bit selfish of me if I shut away from all of them to do that. They know about my YouTube. It's not like that, I need to pretend, and to leave the stream early because, I'm fearful of them finding out. They know about it, but I just think still at this time, it's a period of celebration. Still not yet see my grandparents. I think I'm going to see them on New Year's Day. But after this day, seeing the family, we've done most of the family meetups for what we wanted to do over the holidays. So, yeah, today's quite a big day. So, unfortunately, guys, that will have to wrap it up for this stream today because, I mean, I could tell that because there's only 2 people watching now. But thank you guys so much. Well, tomorrow you'll get a video for sure. It doesn't mean a stream. I don't know. There will be some video and content. I promise you there will definitely be some of that. It just depends, really, to be honest, on time. Right, so thank you guys so much for tuning in today. 23 likes, that's not too bad. I honestly, guys, that's really good compared to my other streams. If we can maybe get it to 25 likes, maybe, that would be absolutely amazing if we can get there. And we've gained 1 subscriber from this stream today, which is also amazing as well. Only 3 away from 860, 43 away from 900. When we get to 900, we really be in closing distance to 1,000 subscribers now. So, thank you guys for the continued support, but please do hit the like button if you have not done so, and please do hit the subscribe button if you've not done so, but please also share the channel, which I think is really going to be the key to really elevate this channel to another level. Sharing is very, very important, guys, and you know, you might not think of it, but every time someone does share, like, or subscribe, I really do thank you from the bottom of my heart. I might not show it, but I really, really do. Right. Unfortunately, I'll have to end it here because any minute my cousins are going to arrive. I think they arrive at 1 PM. So, thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are legendary if you saw the end of the stream. And as always, I'll see you guys very, very soon. Have a good rest of your day, guys, and I'll see you soon. Take care, everyone.